Hi. Remember when I said I would upload more often? I lied. But here I am. So, previously on this adventure, I did all the prep doll stuff, did some sculpting, then this happened, but it fixed it. It's all good. And here we are. So, some of you might remember how I changed Bayonette's skin color with layers of pastels and Mr. Super Clear. Well, we'll be doing the same method, except hopefully without the chips in the joints, because mistakes were made. Now, while I'm here, I would like to give some more information about Mr. Super Clear. Mr. Super Clear is a spray sealant that is slightly toxic. It's about the same level of toxicity as your average, spray paint sealer. So if you have bad reactions to that, I definitely recommend wearing a ventilation mask of some kind and using it in a well-ventilated area. Something I've learned through a little bit of experience is actually the thinner the layer of Mr. Super Clear is, the better. So I recommend to spray MSC within 1 to 2 feet away from your surface, and limiting it to spraying for about 3 to 5 seconds, just enough to leave a thin, even coat. In between each layer of MSC, I put on a layer of pan pastels in the color Burnt Sienna tint. It took about 7 to 10 layers to become fully opaque. Then I go in with the usual blushing to make her look a little more alive and realistic. And after that, I give her a couple coats of half water, half Duraclear matte varnish, just to protect all of the surfaces. So after working with these for several years, I've noticed something about Monster High proportions. Their heads are wider than their shoulders. Which is wrong! So, for this particular process, I'm choosing to shrink her head. Now you do this by putting their head in a glass, submerging their head in 100% acetone, and leaving it for 2 hours. Yes, the glass shaped like a skull was completely necessary. And after the 2 hours has gone by, I take the head out and let it sit for about 24 hours to let everything evaporate. After everything had evaporated, I sanded down and modified a few of her features, and then popping her head back on. I trimmed the neck peg a little bit first because no one needs that much peg. Why, Mattel? What is this for? And then, like the body, I layer more pastels on her face. And then I work on blushing and adding shadows to her eyelids, cheeks, and nose. Now, something I've learned about doing face-ups the last 3 years, in my experience, my colored pencils are only as opaque as the surface behind it. So I always put a layer of white colored pencil underneath her iris, just to make all the colors pop and make everything look a little bit more defined. Now you'll notice that throughout this process, her eyes look a little, questionable. This is because, as previously stated, the surface I was working on is a lot smaller than I'm used to. So, the eyes they're too big, and they look pretty bad. So I took off her eyes, and then did the same process, but downsized it quite a bit. And to finish it off, I add highlights with acrylic paint, and gloss to the eyes and lips. apologize that I don't have all of the footage for this. Here's the finished face, and I'm much happier with this version rather than the previous rendition. And this concludes the second part of Bayonetta's process. The next part should be about her hair and accessories, and I'm not 100% sure when it'll come out, but I hope that it comes out very soon. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, keep creating, bye!